All right, Orange Phoenix first, then Roy.
I love Elite. The community loves Elite, and I'm excited to get into Odyssey. Obviously, I can't at the moment, but I am really excited to get my teeth into Elite. I'm kind of glad, though, that I'm not in there with the current state. I think, let's face it, FDev have been pressured into release before they were ready. This is due to the financial backers, in my opinion. They're having to appease these financial backers by releasing the game when they said they would, instead of saying to them, sorry, we don't feel comfortable doing this yet. The game's not in a release state, in my opinion, from what I've seen. I've not been able to play it, from hearing what the community is saying and what people are experiencing. Mixed and varied. It's not showing any real consistency in a lot of aspects as well, which shows that things aren't ready for a full release. I think communication is the biggest fault here, or the lack of. The devs have been far too conservative with their communication with the community. They should have admitted that this is a beta. This is not a full release state that we've been given. It seems to me like they're waiting till full platform release is when they're aiming to have the full release. But instead of saying that, they've been a little bit too conservative, and they've kind of hinted towards it. In the forum posts, if I remember rightly, they said something along the lines of, we'll be making fixes as we go. Now, a full release game, you're not making fixes as we go. However, a lot of us in the Elite Dangerous community that have been here for a long time know that this is common practice with FDev to make fixes as they go. But in this instance, this is a lot of fixes that they're having to do. You've gone through all that list, Kai. People are not happy, understandably not happy with what they've been given as a full release. However, if they had come out and said this is going to be a beta stage, we would have been a lot more understanding, and the new player base that have come into the game would have been much happier and understanding than they currently are. Yes, you would still have your naysayers, your complainers, etc., but it would have made people realise, okay, yeah, you're being honest with us, I understand. And personally, I feel that a proper statement needs to be made along those lines, ideally from David Braben himself. And yeah, we deserve a little bit more respect than what is being currently given and muddled through.
So what you just gave was sort of a summation, which I think goes with the next one. I'm going to hop real quick, Roy, to the next thing, because I think probably everybody's going to give, I want everyone to give their summations too. So basically, the next topic was Elite Dangerous Odyssey launch. We were told all along, not to worry, that things were farther along than we thought. Well, I've been saying all along that they were not farther along than we thought, that they were scrambling like hell to rush a release, and they were going to drop a half-cooked product. So many of the above listed items were ended in feels half complete with janky UI. It's not done being cooked yet. Well, now that we have seen for ourselves the state of things, what's your opinion? The good news here is that most of these problems don't really seem systemic to me. They're just indicative of the fact that the product isn't done yet. A few months of polish to finish all of these features should end up with a great product. I'm legitimately, and I know that it sounds negative, the stuff that I said, I'm just listing stuff. I'm not attaching emotions to it. I'm just listing things. My emotion is actually optimistic, because I'm saying, I think the things that everybody's mad about, they're not that bad. They're just not done yet. You can have an amazing car or an amazing sandwich or an amazing computer, but if you don't finish putting in all of the ingredients or parts, you got an amazing car, but you didn't include a steering wheel. Well, it's not, that's a horrible car, but it's not that it's a horrible car that's going to take forever to fix. You got to just add that one part. They just need to tweak and finish the little parts, and I think they've got a good product. Roy, let's get your overall summation.
Yeah, so this is the reason why I'm on a trip in the game, as opposed to hanging around in the bubble and trying to do engineering on suits and play the FPS. I kind of figured, even after being in the game for 6 hours after it dropped, that, it's going to take a few days to get the worst of it, at least some of it, addressed, and then there's a long tail that's probably going to take months. I'm not going to be gone that long, but I didn't want to be wasting my time on stuff that was fruitless. I think two things that there's a long list of stuff, and we went through it all there, and I agree with everything Phoenix said, that there's a long list of stuff that indicates it wasn't ready for release. I think for me, the planet tech alone, the fact that it seems to work on some planets and not others, That's a showpiece thing that I thought was in the bucket of here's what we're doing that's going to make even everybody that's just staying in Horizons happy, plus everybody that's buying Odyssey happy, and it's kind of had a pretty rough launch there. And then the second thing that's, I guess, apparently been walked back, the whole assemble your team thing. Like there's no combined arms synergy around the FPS side. There's no continuity of tactical information between people, SRVs, and ships. There's nothing encouraging you to try that, even though every trailer you watch has these, dramatic shots of a ship and an SRV and an army of people all working together. I don't know. That feels like a really sort of deep structural thing. I don't know if that's on the list to eventually get put back in, because it's not a bug. It's just they decided to put in that functionality. And the third thing is, where's the surprise thing that they were holding back to announce to us? That's, even with all of these problems, had they had something that was like, a cookie for the community, whatever, I don't know, a surprise ship, a new weapon, a new something, anything that could have at least put something on the other side of the scale. Like No Man's Sky just announced a Mass Effect crossover. They're putting the SR-1 Normandy into No Man's Sky. Like that, to me, that's the level of thing. I'm not suggesting it needed to be Mass Effect, but that's the level of thing that held back and then announced could have some serious wow factor and, put some salve on the wound that all this mess is causing. I think at the end of the day, what's going to matter is how quickly and for how long they continue to work on this long list of stuff. Are they going to keep the manpower, the team size, the effort, the intensity on filling in the potholes, grinding off the rough edges, polishing this thing up perfect until it's done? That's what's going to, I think, define this going forward. Is, do they leave it 80% baked, or do they take us to 100% and then there's surprises even beyond that? That's where the final judgment, I think, will come.
I mean, both excellent points. They did highly tout their sphere of combat, and we have seen no real evidence of it. And Frontier is known for their sort of, what was that guy? The Apple guy? He was a bit of a dick, but everybody liked his stuff, his idea. What's the Apple guy? Steve Jobs. Everybody knew Apple's Steve Jobs, that he would always go, oh, and one more thing, as he was walking off the stage and would drop whatever. Frontier is known for their one more thing. Their Frontier, they always try to throw in a little whatever. Take fleet carriers, for example. They were like, here's fleet carrier, here's the alpha, beta, here's all the whatever, blah, 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 blah. And then like, oh, fleet carriers. Oh, and by the way, you can now queue up for CQC anywhere in the galaxy. Like, they're known for their one more thing. I don't feel like we got a one more thing here. And I'm like, did you guys just run out of time and didn't have a chance to squeeze it in? Tweaked.
Yeah, not only did you not get a one more thing, but they promised. In the alpha, I remember Arthur saying, oh, this is just a branch. This is just a branch of the alpha. They're way further ahead now. There's more stuff. Watching all these videos, I really, other than the planet tech that does and does not work, I haven't seen anything different. It looks like what was in the alpha for the most part. That being said, everything that we've listed off is fixable. When Horizons first came out, it was bare bones. It had issues, and they built it up through the years to be as great as it currently is. And I've seen people in chat saying it's broken. It's not broken. Elite Dangerous before patch week worked very well. Sure, it has bugs, all that kind of stuff, but the game, more often than not, works wonderfully. I have faith that they'll get this there as well.
Which takes us to Orange Phoenix.
Yeah, I just wanted to quickly add to what I was saying before by saying, basically reiterating what Tweet just said. The game will get fixed. It will. Elite Dangerous has been through this before. Horizons, as Tweet was saying, was a mess as well. Fair enough, maybe not quite as big an issue as some of the stuff because of the way communication is broken down this time round. But they love the game. The devs love the game and they fight for the game, and we will end up with a fantastic Odyssey experience. But it will be time.
I
That's
completely agree.
Yeah, exactly. We all know that deep down. Those that have played the game for so long, we all know that. And I would say to anybody that is new to the Elite Dangerous community that is watching, have patience. Perhaps switch back to Horizons if you're finding such a bad experience with Odyssey. And get into the game on that side, and then move into Odyssey once things are a little bit more panned out.